Hello, this is part 1 of a tick guide by me, and it's inspired by Mythical Force. If you want similar format videos, you should check out his Brawler presentation videos. The first slide. We're all Brawl Stars players, so we know what tick does. If you don't, now for tick stats. He has 4,400 health, 5,300 with shield gear, 1280 damage, 8.67 tiles of range, 11.67 when accounting for mind spread, 2.4 seconds reload speed, that's pretty slow, 2.184 seconds with automatic reload. Projectiles per attack is 3 and 6 with Mind Mania. His supercharges in 6 mines, which is pretty quick, and his hypercharge charges in 2.5 supers, which would be 15 mines. I totally didn't just copy and paste this. Now for my credentials. I've gotten Tick to rank 31 with a level 10 Tick, and now I've been using him in ranked and peaked 3 wins away from Masters. Yes, I tilted all the way back down to Legendary 1. No, I will not elaborate further. Here we examine Tick's kit. First are his gadgets. Which ones are better? The answer is always it depends, as there are specific instances where one build may be better than another. His first gadget is Mind Mania. I don't actually have Mind Mania, so take what I say with a grain of salt. It can be useful in heist for extra safe damage, as well as against no burst threat comps such as Mr. P or Pam. This is due to Tick's well-oiled star power, which basically counters normal chip damage. His second one is Last Hurrah. This is the gadget I use and the better one in general cases by far. You can use it to survive engages or ranged burst, to protect teammates, to stop walking goals, to buy time, or even get kills, and I do this a funny amount. Automatic reload is good against low chip damage comps where you don't get hit much, so no or little wall break other than yourself and low to medium range brawlers. This loadout is fine against burst, as with Last Hurrah and shield gear, you have the same amount of burst protection. Well-oiled is the way better star power generally. The amount of regen you get from this star power is insane. If you don't die, you basically get back to full HP while being a fully functional Tick playing from max range. This pairs very well with shield gear, as you will often be at full HP with this gadget. Now for his gears. He actually has a decent amount of gears to choose from. Shield gear is Tick's bread and butter. You almost always run this gear unless you have a good reason not to. You survive a lot more things with this gear as you have the lowest HP in the game. This pairs very well with both star powers as it makes up for their weaknesses / adds their strengths. Tick's mythic gear, Thick Head, is a little situational. It's useful against snipers and people who do low single target damage, tanks, single target assassins, and throwers. This is due to the extra HP actually mattering in how much the enemy is pushed back and how much ammo they waste on the head. It's good against things such as Nito or Poco in this case. It's good against tanks due to them having to kite backwards more or actually getting hit by the head in some cases with this gear. It's good against single target damage assassins due to Tick's Head use as a mini tank. You throw it on top of you and then run behind it. Then you use Last Hurrah for maximum tankiness. Example of this would be Stu or Leon. Throwers have lower damage and will have to kite back and use a lot of ammo on the head. Or sometimes they just miss it entirely as well and just get hit. Vision gear is very good on bushy maps. Even though you're already good at clearing bushes, it makes it easier for your teammates to land their shots as well and helps prevent enemies from sneaking around your mines, as it may be hard to track their location sometimes. I would say this is the most underrated Tick gear. Now for the next two gears, I don't own them, so take my words with a grain of salt again, but I think they are usable in some situations. I don't own them since I don't have enough gold, or they aren't as good as the other gears in my opinion. Gadget gear is very good in more prolonged games. I mainly don't use it since I don't have enough gold, but I would think that it'd be good in Knockout, Bounty, and Duo Showdown. This is due to your life being very important in these game modes. As such, you'll be using Last Hurrah to survive burst quite a lot. I also think that it would be called a scaling gear because it scales in usefulness with the power cubes. I may do a different guide on Tick and on Duo Showdown specifically. Now for hyperchargers, you have a lot of choices here. Headstrong is pretty good and charges decently quickly. Headstrong is also pretty good. It can be used as a zoning tool. Personally, I prefer Headstrong. Now, no, I will not elaborate further. For trophy pushing in modes not called specifically Solo Showdown, you would use Last Hurrah, well-oiled, shield gear, and mythic or vision gear. This loadout is very good generally, as you don't know who you will face. Vision gear is better than mythic gear on bushy maps. Last Hurrah helps against any burst damage, well-oiled against any chip damage, and shield gear is good against both types of damage as well. Trophy pushing in Duo Showdown, or right now Trio Showdown, I would use Last Hurrah, well-oiled gadget gear, and vision or regen gear if I had them all. This loadout scales very well in Duo Trio Showdown with power cubes. I would only push in thrower-centered maps on Tick as it's very difficult to land shots in open fields, and you are weak to assassins and snipers. Shield gear and mythic gear are usable, but they don't get any better with power cubes. All the gears chosen do to some extent. Here I give examples of loadouts I would use while I was playing ranked games. Yes, these aren't ranked games, and Jellyfishing isn't a ranked mode, but it's about the theory behind it. In this game against Amber, Tick, and Clancy, I would pick Last Hurrah, well-oiled, vision, and mythic gear. This is because they have poke with Tick, but no engage. They also aren't great against my head. The map also has important bushes. As come against El Primo, Nita, and Mortis, I would pick Last Hurrah, automatic reload, and shield plus mythic gear. They have engage on me, but have no poke as they are short range otherwise. They also are very bad against my head, and the map isn't very bushy. This game against Max, Doug, and Frank, I would pick a Last Hurrah, Automatic Reload, Gadget, and Mythic Gear. I choose these due to them having no engage on me, and them being short range with little bush. Head is also fine against them, and Gadget will help stop walk-in goals. This isn't to say Tick is great in Brawl Ball. I mean, I just played these because I wanted to. So these are just examples I found from my match history. Anyway, that's the end of part 1 of this guide. It was mainly about Tick's loadout. I have other videos on the channel, but they're not really Brawl Stars related. Watch them if you want. I'll come out with part 2 sometime in the distant future. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Like and subscribe if you want to, and have a stellar day.